Since 2009, there's been a simple free application, completely transparent and verifiable by anyone. You can install it on an old computer, even one from 10 years ago that uses very little energy, and that computer becomes a node in the Bitcoin network. What does a node do? It has one precise fundamental job: maintain a complete copy of all operations ever executed in Bitcoin history. From the first block in 2009 until today, it continuously talks with other nodes worldwide, exchanges information, verifies the integrity of everything, and responds to anyone who asks, "Show me the past transactions." This app is so lightweight that anyone can participate anytime. If you want to send Bitcoin, your node or a public one transmits the transaction to the network. Then you see your value transfer confirmed over time. All nodes, both the base version and variants, follow the same rules, written in the public source code. Anyone can read it, verify it, compile it. Together, they form the Bitcoin network with a capital B, a distributed network of computers where everyone has equal importance. Doing the same job in the same way, it's this collective that makes Bitcoin impossible to stop and keeps it existing. The nodes are entrusted with consensus, the fundamental rules that make Bitcoin what it is. Rules readable by all, verifiable, changeable only with near-universal agreement. Examples? There exist and will always exist only 21 million Bitcoin. Or, every 10 minutes a new block is born that encapsulates, crystallizes and freezes new transactions in time. The nodes hold the blockchain or time chain, the public, transparent, distributed ledger of all Bitcoin transactions in history. Why blockchain? It's a chain of blocks. Each block contains a group of transactions, mathematically linked to the previous block and the next. Generated every 10 minutes, they create a stable ledger. That's exactly why the system's main goal is to prevent what's called the double spend problem, that is, the same Bitcoin being spent twice. And it does this while keeping everything perfectly distributed, with no dominant entity controlling others. Every single node is equal to the others, zero power concentrated in anyone's hands. The consensus rules are automatically accepted by anyone who installs this application. When you start a node, you're saying, "I guarantee these rules will be respected." And you do this by maintaining the temporal sequence of blocks, what's called the time chain, chain of time. This creates absolute chronological certainty. Once a transaction is confirmed, it's final. Impossible to reverse, delete, or modify without the universal consensus of all network nodes. And here's how transactions get confirmed, through mining. At the beginning of 2009, regular nodes did the mining. It was included in the base application. Over time, though, it became specialized work, done by incredibly powerful dedicated computers. Today, there's a true global industrial sector dedicated to mining. These computers take electric energy and computing power and transform them into two fundamental things. First, confirmed blocks where transactions are crystallized forever. Second, new Bitcoin, a fixed amount created every 10 minutes. Why is this so important? Because mining gives intrinsic value to every single Bitcoin created, while simultaneously guaranteeing the security of Bitcoin's entire history. Think about the rhythm at which new Bitcoin are born. Since 2009, it's always been fixed, initially 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Then every 10,000 blocks, about 4 years, this amount halves. From 50 to 25, then to 12.5, then 6.25, and now we're at 3.125 Bitcoin per block. Continuing this way, around 2140, the 21 million total Bitcoin will be reached. At that point, the halving will continue until no new Bitcoin are created anymore. Now the recap, so we're clear. Nodes verify all transactions and blocks, maintain the blockchain, and enforce consensus rules. Miners create new blocks, issue new Bitcoin plus transaction fees, and distribute them to all nodes. They perfectly check each other. Nodes are neutral, earn nothing, exist only to verify. Miners are economically incentivized. Every 10 minutes, a real mining race begins. All miners compete to find a specific random number that validates that block of transactions. The first one to find it shouts, "I've got the block," sends it to all nodes and receives the reward. The newly created Bitcoin plus all the fees paid by those who made transactions in that block. The nodes verify everything, and if correct, add it to the chain. Result? The blockchain grows, each block mathematically concatenated to the previous one, 0 double spends possible. And the entire system runs on thousands of different computers worldwide, with no vulnerable central point. And with this episode, we're going deeper and deeper into understanding Bitcoin. Each video brings you one step closer to truly grasping this revolutionary system. Don't stop now. The subscription and bell will take you all the way through this financial transformation. Disclaimer and transparency. The script is original and handwritten by me. The digital avatar is my personal creation. My content is not financial advice nor investment solicitation. Study and always do your own research before investing.